Okay, it's good to be back. We know the IPL's in full swing, but Vivek, I think it's good if we keep the focus on international cricket for now.
Absolutely. And how many times are we going to do this where I'm smiling like this after an ICC tournament? This is three in a row now.
hmm I get this feeling that this decade is kind of making up for all the what could have beens. Like we've seen India scooping up trophy after trophy. We've seen South Africa win the World Test Championship final. We saw RCB win the IPL.
Yeah.
Who knows? It might be like any team that didn't get a trophy in the last decade, they may get at least one trophy at some point, like in the rest of this decade.
No, 100%. Yeah. I mean, that's exactly what's happening. And I feel like ever since India won that 2024 World Cup, T20 World Cup, like everything that you don't, that every all teams that would choke have ended up winning. So, like RCB won that.
hmm
Even think of that. RCB won that final, and then India's won two again after that. So it's three back to back, which is insane. And thinking about how we had lost like I think 9 to 10 semifinals or finals in a row from 2014 onwards, it's just I feel like yeah, God is just making up for all the heartbreak that we've had.
the interesting thing I noticed, like, well, yeah, when India won this final, it was like the first when like in the post VK and post Rohit age,
Yeah.
like you just had to pinch yourself that these two guys are no longer involved in the next generation of players have just taken this team to another level.
Yeah, no, 100%. And yeah, I mean it's I feel like if it feels a little different for people in our generation because we want to see Rohit and Virat win, but it's a great example of them staying true to the game and to Team India and leaving the team in such a great like place. Now, I think they talk about a lot that how you can field two or three Indian teams and they would be competitive and they're just so proud of the talent and the depth and they're a huge part of that, like inspiring the younger generation. There's so many things that go around behind the scenes where they're mentoring, just helping young guys, and just motivating them. So I mean, yeah, they've just left the team in such a great spot.
Yeah, I mean, and plus, like this World Cup, it was such a blur. Like, I
Yeah.
remember I reached out to you just before the first game began, and then like blink, and it's already the time for the final.
Yeah, it's like that. And that's the one thing that I wish I mean, I guess like as fans we act like this, but I was actually just waiting for the Super 8s. Like I was just hoping that that gets through quickly because it was really nerve-wracking for me. But some of the group stage games are really interesting. And we saw Italy do pretty decently. We saw Nepal do pretty decently. And a lot of that's what I like about T20 cricket because it's high variance cricket. You have all these like nations that aren't even associate teams that are, actually playing really good cricket. USA gave India a big scare. And so it's
I
interesting to
saw
watch.
that, yeah, like 80 something for six.
Yeah, yeah. It's probably the only good thing Sky's done in his life, apart from that catch. But
But I
yeah,
think the very first game of the World Cup that kind of set the tone, like Pakistan and Netherlands,
yep.
like even though Pakistan got off to a quick start, Netherlands nearly pulled off the unthinkable. If it
Yeah,
wasn't for that one drop catch to dismiss Fahim Ashraf.
yeah, yeah. I mean, to me, it's thinkable, but it's just to troll them a bit. But exactly. I mean, yeah, all these like nations can, yeah, as I said, T20 cricket's so high variance, one or two wickets or one or two overs can change the game. So that's a good thing about T20 cricket. It's only a little, it's not good because like the best team on paper doesn't always win, which I guess it's part of any sport. But I guess in like Test cricket, you generally always have the best team, and even in ODI cricket, winning on paper. But T20 cricket, it's like anyone's game, and the toss plays such a big factor in it, especially in subcontinental conditions. So yeah,
I mean, we saw in 2021, that was such a there's so much riding on the toss. Like
yeah,
uh, even if we look at like the final, Australia and New Zealand, I mean, when New Zealand were set into bat first, I had a feeling they have to set up a big score, or else the Aussies are going to find this very straightforward to chase down.
no, yeah, 100%, and that's exactly what happened. That especially it was that Asia Cup and then that T20 World Cup. It was just you win the toss and then you bat second, right, and then you win.
hmm
Yeah,
Yeah, I think that's yeah, the conditions like in India that kind of set the tone for
Mm.
like how some of these games this year's World Cup went about.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, what was your favorite? What were your top three favorite group stage games? So before the Super Eight.
Yeah, so before the Super 8, there was, let me think, there was Nepal versus England, where Nepal almost upset England. That was a great game. And it's just a testament to how good Nepal has been. And they're not in they weren't in the Asia Cup. I don't know the reason for that, but I think this is a great case for them to be in there because they have some really talented cricket players, and the BCCI has been helping them a lot. So um, it's just another way BCCI is growing cricket in the world. But um, yeah, I mean, Nepal, that match was really good. Then there was the match Afghanistan South Africa, which was a double super over,
Oh
right?
yeah, love that. That game was a blockbuster. Yeah.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, it was amazing. And then I'd have to say, USA and India was a great match because obviously we grew up in the US. It just felt like very like I don't even know the word to express that feeling, but I saw guys that I know playing in Wankhede Stadium against like our India team, and it's just like it was just really like
Hmm.
interesting and cool to see. And it was actually because I'm under 19, former under 19, under 17 player, so
Hmm.
I was like just kind of imagining that wow, this could have been you at one point. Obviously, I wasn't that good to make it there. I didn't stick with
This
it,
was
but
like friends and friends of friends, right?
no, yeah, like no actual friends. Like Jesse Singh is one of my friends, and I know Sai. I don't know Sai personally, but he grew up playing in the academy that I played in, and I remember seeing him when he was very young because I'm a little older than him, and he's my one of my best friends from high school's cousin. So just a lot of connection there. Monank Patel played with him a million times in Jersey
Wow.
or against him. Yeah. So yeah, all these guys like it's just really cool to see like how well they've done. It's really nice to see the homegrown players do really well. So there was Sai and who's the other guy from Seattle? Um, what's his name? There's another.
Other guy from Seattle.
Yeah, he's like 22 years old as well. Because
Oh, is it Sanjay? Sanjay,
Sons
yeah,
of Krishnamurti. Yeah, so I think those
yeah.
are the only two homegrown players, which is really like interesting to see because I know exactly where Sai grew up in the town next to me. So
Oh,
we have like
okay.
8 months of winter, right? Or like 6, 7 months of really cold weather. So it's really impressive for him to like be this good at cricket because you're only playing in the nets for half the time. I know he's taking time off, and I was seeing his story. He's played in Vivis Lakshman's academy, and he took a year or something off to go to India and play there. But still, like we do not have the facilities nor the time. Like if you grow up here, you're also focusing on school, and like you can't take cricket as a profession. So it was really good to see him, uh, you know, playing against at this age players like that. So yeah, really proud of him.
Yeah, I was gonna say like there's that mindset shift. Like more and more like subcontinent people um are taking up sport, and then they have a good support system as well.
Yeah.
So and it's all worked out at the in the end.
No, 100%. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's the way the game is going to grow outside of the subcontinent and the few Commonwealth nations. And yeah, I mean, it's really nice to see.
I think going back to the favorite games from the group stage, I think we can't let go of Australia and Zimbabwe. I mean, like before that, we were like, are we getting an upset? Okay, not this time, maybe some other time. And then we finally got it in this game.
100%. That was also a great match. I forgot about that one. And yeah, do you want to talk about like what happened with Australia or what your thoughts are on what happened to Australia this tournament? We kind of saw it happening if you think about it in hindsight in the Pakistan
Hmm.
series.
Yeah, I think I said the other day that the squad that visited Pakistan, like three-fourths of those guys were the ones who went on to play in the World Cup.
Yeah.
And then I mean, at the time, I didn't really feel much, but then when we saw them struggle in the World Cup, I was like, yeah, this is not looking good for the Aussies. I mean, they do have a great talent pool, and I know there are lots of good players in the BBL, but that learning curve to international cricket that clearly showed like the inexperience was there, especially in the absence of like the big three seamers, Cummins, Stark, and Hazelwood.
Yeah. No, 100%. And it kind of upsets me because I thought that Australia had a lot of depth. they have a lot of Test cricket depth, and they're probably one of the only nations that, apart from India and England, that care about Test cricket, and they have ODI depth. But T20 cricket is one format which they haven't taken seriously for a while now, and there's a bunch of reasons for that. I think their cricket board, they're trying to move with the times, but up until Todd Green, he's like the director at Cricket Australia, up until he came in, they weren't thinking about moving towards a privatization model where T20 leagues is going to be the future of cricket. I'm not in agreement with that either, but that's the way the game is moving. It's becoming more, monetized. So, yeah, I mean, it's just sad to see that Australia is not a competitor. I think in the past 3 World Cups, they haven't made the semifinal and they won in the T20. They won the 2021 in Dubai, which was just, I mean, cricket in Dubai is different, but yeah, I mean, it's just they're not competing. They don't have the T20 depth. They don't seem to take that format seriously, and the BBL is like a very low skilled league compared to some of these other T20 leagues around the world. So I'm just hoping that they can catch up because there's no cricket without India. There's also no cricket without Australia, and we want them to be stay at the top as well.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, even if we look at the BBL, like in the mid 2010s, you had Warner at his peak, you had the Hussey brothers, you had even like Brett Lee. He was past his best, but he was still sticking around, like for I think Sydney Sixers. And then there was up and coming Pat Cummins, Hazelwood, Stark. They were just getting started,
Mhm.
and it's now come to this.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think it'll be like this for very long. I think they can recover from this, but yeah, if we look at like the past World Cups, 2024 wasn't great, but then again, Afghanistan were so good in that World Cup. But 2022, I think by the Aussie standards, I kind of sucked because they were hosting it and they failed to make the semis.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I think that was an indication, in hindsight, about how much they care about it. I think that was a year, if I'm not wrong, where they were only showing that T20 World Cup in Australia on Amazon Prime and not on like national network, I think. Something like that, which just shows like how much they actually care, especially as a host nation about T20 cricket. So the Great Cricketer, they have a great podcast on this, on how Australia
Mhm.
doesn't take T20 cricket seriously, and they would like them to, but Australia is staying way too traditional in terms of giving more like importance to Test cricket, which is a great thing. Like Test cricket's the pinnacle for me as well, but I would love to have a strong Australia in the world as well.
Yeah, that too across every format. Like even when all these like franchise events are going on in the background, like I'm still low key looking forward to whenever the next bilateral series is.
Yeah,
Like even if
yeah,
it's like if Australia versus New Zealand and none of those teams have like most of their best players, I'd still look forward to it because it's like two good teams facing each other off in international cricket.
no, absolutely. And I think we grew up in that generation where international cricket, like cricket, international cricket is all about international. So it's like how it's not how soccer is, where you have a million leagues, and then like you only have two big tournaments, like the Euro Cup and then the FIFA World Cup, and you have like the Africa League and or Africa Cup and South America Cup. But cricket has always been like national. It's because it's a smaller sport compared to soccer, so it's more nationalistic. It's the Commonwealth teams, so that's why we growing up feel that way. That like I'm excited to see the national side play against each other, but I wonder if the generations under us are carrying slash like taking more interest into these like T20 leagues around the world.
Yeah, I think I had said this a long while back, but the year-round calendar is starting to get too saturated with T20 leagues, and maybe that's what might bring back some interest in international cricket. Maybe that's what the game needs.
I hope so. I hope so because this is not something that we're used to, nor I like. I think there should just be a window for IPL, and then the rest is international cricket. Obviously, that doesn't work for other cricket boards because they make money on their leagues as well. Uh, but there's got to be some solution to this because now we spoke about this on the podcast. There's also players that are coming from boards which unfortunately don't have enough money to entice them to play national cricket or international cricket versus leagues. Like Nicholas Puran's a great example. Like West Indies had such a strong squad in the
Mhm.
World Cup, and if they had Puran, they could have been even better. and this squad was so good, and he's chosen to stop playing for West Indies cricket. Um, I'm pretty sure for monetary reasons because he's able to make more money playing uh, leagues around the world.
He was only 29 when he arrived at that decision. Like it's not like he was, like noticeably past his best. He was arguably playing like some of his best cricket.
Yeah,
Like we could even use like Heinrich Klaassen as an example. He
yeah,
was what 33, 34,
yeah,
and he brought his international career to a stop. But he said like family reasons as well, because you spend like several months in here outside of home, going here
mhm,
there
yeah.
for for national cricket, and I think soon enough, I think his second kid was born,
Mhm.
so that makes sense. But yeah, a lot of Wendy's players have headed this route, and yeah, I mean, but the funny thing is, in spite of that, they still had a decent tournament this time. I mean, I know they didn't make the semis, but they did play reasonably okay.
No, absolutely. I mean, they were looking like a dangerous team. Like they're just unlucky that India came in the way, but
Hmm.
they were actually gave us a run for our money as well. In hindsight, that match, I was really worried because I thought that score was too much to chase in the quarterfinal situation, but it was in Eden Garden, so now I realized that that was probably was a on par score, so it was chaseable. And I think when India was walking off, they were kind of like smiling because they're like, all right, we restricted them, especially with that over Bumrah had in the middle. But
Hmm.
yeah, but to your point, West Indies had a great tournament. They were looking really good. One thing I didn't like about West Indies was Darren Sammy's like overconfidence in the press conference. He kept talking about like, oh, the Goliath. I don't even know what he was talking about. He was like, oh, my Warriors are ready and this and that. And I was like, I just want to tell him just play cricket. Like stop talking like you're going to war. And just play good cricket and prove everyone like that. So I think he kept trying to bring up the 2016 what happened, which in my opinion was a fluke. Uh, yeah, you kept mentioning that, and yeah, I mean, they just in the end, the better team won, but they did have a good tournament.
Hmm. I mean, if we look at that India West Indies game, there were some key points of difference there. Like Shea Hope scored 32 at a run of ball. If that didn't happen, maybe 210 or something on the board. And then obviously those two drop catches. Yeah, I mean the first one I can kind of excuse. I mean, for Gudakesh Modi, that was coming really fast at him. But that second catch, Jason Holder spilled at cover. Like you're supposed to take those like 100 times out of 100.
Yep, yep. But do you think the game was gone after that second one already?
Yeah, I would say like
Yeah,
it was pretty straightforward for India. But
yeah.
but regardless, you got to hold on to those.
No,
Like,
exactly. Your point is correct. Like those were sitters, and as like an international team, you can't be dropping those catches, especially in those situations. Because as I was talking about, it's high variance game. Like that could change the game. You never know
mhm.
a catch. So yeah.
Well, now we're already starting to discuss the Super 8. So yeah, what were your? I was curious. Your favorite games in Super 8s so far?
Super eights. Okay, wow. Let me think. So that quarterfinal was definitely it was so well. It wasn't a quarterfinal, but it became a virtual quarterfinal because the winner of that went through a semifinal between India and West Indies. That was a nerve-wracking game. I think that chase was poised so well, and I was really annoyed at Abhishek Sharma in the opening stand, but I think that was Sanju Samson's coming of age as well in that match where he played an amazing knock. Like I only have good things to say about him. And I will admit that I wasn't the biggest fan of him going into this tournament because I felt that he hadn't capitalized on the opportunities he had received. But what an amazing innings from him. And he's just done so amazing for Team India in all those three matches, quarterfinal, semi, and final. And that chase was really good. I think everyone contributed except for Abhishek Sharma and Sky. And it was just it had me on my feet. And those type of games like you love where you're just like always like the adrenaline is kicking and you kind of know that you have it in the bag but you don't, and it just keeps you like on your toes. So that was a great game. Another Super 8s match, let me think who else. There was the Pakistan played against New Zealand that washed out, right? The
Yeah,
England.
that game didn't happen. Yeah.
So the England Pakistan match where Harry Brook had that 100, that was insane because that game was gone. Like I think England was like 24 for three or something like that, and Harry Brook just like it's so annoying because he's such a like nutcase. Like he doesn't really care about like pre-match. I mean, he does prep in pre-match, but as we know all the stories, he's just like an idiot. And he just
Mhm.
is so talented. And if he actually like had a better head on his shoulders, he could do so much better. But insane innings that he had over there. He scored 100 off 50, I think.
Yeah.
And he just took that chase all the way to the end. And that match actually, they almost bottled it too, because then
Yeah.
after he got out, they had like 3 wickets that fell. But England played very good cricket, very good T20 cricket, and very under like they're kind of like not underdogs, but they have always made semifinals. I think they made 3 in a row now, but I didn't think they would be that like
Mhm.
whole as a team. So that was 2 games. Do you have a third game from the Super Eights that you really liked?
Let's see. You picked two of the two that I probably would have chosen.
Yeah,
Let's see. I also go. Well, first I'm going to add something for about the India Windies game.
yeah,
I mean, the way Samson went about. I mean, that was like Kohli would be proud of that. Proud of that
yes,
innings. Like he brilliantly navigated this chase, and not only that, like he picked the right battles. Like he didn't like he knew his matchups, who to go after, who to hit boundaries against, and and he stuck around pretty much until the very end.
yeah.
Um, and it that and then two master classes after that. Like in the space of 3 games, he rewrote the story pretty much for India.
No,
And
absolutely. Yeah.
yeah, and even Harry Brook channeled his inner VK as well. I mean, how often do we see like a number 3 like navigate the whole chase and pace his innings so well? I mean, it
No,
brought back all similar vibes.
100%. I think they both, yeah, they definitely channeled their inner VK. Both incredible innings. Like they played so well, and it's just really nice to see. Yeah, yeah,
Let's see. I would also go with the England New Zealand game. I felt New Zealand kind of gave them a let off.
yeah,
I think giving Glenn Phillips that extra over, that didn't make any sense.
yeah, yeah. It didn't, and I think New Zealand had that in the bag, and then they just like I saw the score and I was like, all right, New Zealand got it, and I wanted them to win it, and then I think that one over from Glenn Phillips, and then I think that was who's that guy that scored those runs? He was like killing it the whole tournament down in the lower order.
Jacks.
Jacks, Will Jacks, yeah, yeah. So he just had like an amazing tournament, and yeah, he saw them through. I think batting at number 6 or 7, and scoring like
Mhm.
easy 30-40s. Just it really, it is a good. He had a good batting position for the way he was playing.
Interestingly, he used to open the batting and come in at number 3, like when he first got to play for England,
Yeah,
and now he's been able to adjust at number 7. And then there's Liam Livingston who batted in a similar position, then got dropped before the T20 World Cup,
yeah,
and then he went to complain, oh, I haven't been given a proper chance to express my skill set.
mhm,
Um, well, guess what? Will Jacks, he was batting out of position and even was pretty handy as a bowler as well. So
yeah.
you have to accept that.
Exactly, exactly. So I think that kind of just put that story to rest. But he did a great job. And was he man? He wasn't man of the tournament, but he had like 3 or 4 man of the matches in like
Hmm.
5 matches, which is very good for him.
Hmm. I mean, England definitely beat my expectations. I mean, if we look at the semifinal, that was an entertaining game.
That was a crazy game. Like I was so stressed during that match. Uh, so I think we scored 250, right? 250 something, 251.
Hmm.
And
That's right.
yeah, 251.
Yes.
Wow, yeah. And then I think we took 2 early wickets, not too early, but like early-ish wickets, and I was like, all right, we
Hmm.
have it. But then Bethel, man, like when we spoke about Jacob Bethel, when we spoke about the Ashes, and he has just been such an amazing talent for England. I'm really happy to see that because now they have Brooke and Bethel, and I thought England is one of the countries where cricket is dying, but they've done very well to breed this talent. But yeah, he came in and he had that crazy century, and thank God, I think there was 30 runs left needed in the final over, and he was still batting. And then the only bowler we had left was a spinner or Shivam Dube. I think we had Varun or Shivam Dube. And Varun was getting sent like throughout the match. And I think
Mhm.
the first ball of that over, he got run out. So that kind of sealed it. But what an insane match that was. I think that was one of the most like electric semifinals that have happened in a World Cup.
Yeah, I was like, India has like over 250 on the board. Are they going to get even close? I seriously doubt it. Then I turn on the TV and I'm like, oh my God, we actually do have a game.
Yeah, yeah, I know. And that went down to the last over too. So, oh my God, me and my dad were on our feet, and I was so stressed out. I went silent for a few, like maybe like 30 minutes, the last 30 minutes, and I was just like getting angry. And because Wankhede is so small, it's a smaller ground, I feel,
Hmm.
and everything that was touching the bat was just flying. And shout out to Akshar Patel in that match because he had two insane catches, and if those hadn't
Hmm.
been taken, then the game was over. But we've always spoken about how clutch he is, and he is just continuing to prove it, not just with batting and bowling, but he also had very clutch fielding in the 2024 World Cup, and he batted really well in the 2024 final. So Akshar Patel, amazing. And one more thing I want, like a fun fact which I sent you, was only Hardik and Akshar are the only two to be part of these three ICC trophies in a row. Um, so just if they were both in the 2024 three final, who knows? We could have won that one as well. But those two guys, like very clutch players.
Not even that, like, if we look at Akshay, like this team hardly needed his batting at all
Yeah.
in this World Cup. It was mostly his bowling and his fielding that did the talking.
No, exactly, exactly. Like he barely got to bat, and I think yeah, that's it. He only batted in that match against the U.S. really, but he's done exceptional. And he was got dropped against that match again in that match against South Africa in Ahmedabad. It was just made absolutely no sense. Like, and we lost that match, but I think I was happy with that loss because that was the loss India needed to just continue the tournament forward and win it.
I think that was kind of the turning point because I think that was a clear sign. I think one of the learnings was that the top three was all left-handed, right?
Right.
Abhishek Sharma, Ishan Kishan, and Tilak Varma.
Right.
And after that, I think Sanju Samson came in to break up that all left-handed top three.
Yeah.
And I think it was a timely wake-up call. Like that game, the Proteas had made a real statement. Like even after losing 3 wickets early on, it was Dewald Brevis and David Miller that not only brought the innings back to life, but also counterattacked pretty well, only for Tristan Stubbs to set up a good finish and cross 180.
Yeah.
And even the bowling, like Lungi and Giri was clicking with the slower balls that let the others take wickets. So yeah, a lot of things had gone right in that game, and then as I mentioned, it was that's what triggered the bounce back for India. I think as the tournament went on, like from that point on, like India did their homework and were able to play better and better cricket all the way to the final.
No, 100%. I think that match, Lungi and Giri, he bowled so well. He was bowling right outside off like slower Yorkers, and I think the other bowlers complimented him really well as well. But South Africa played like a perfect game in that match. They played so well, and that's I think when everyone started realizing that India might not be the best team in the tournament because South Africa was looking so solid, like with Rickleton on top, and then they had Corbin Bosch in the lower order, and he's an all-rounder as well. So that team was just looking so stacked, and they just played a great game. And
Hmm.
yeah, lucky for India, we got our loss out of the way there.
Hmm. And then, as well as they played in that game, like the whole thing fizzled out in the semifinal. Like the best way I can put it is like, if you lose a tennis match like 6-1, 6-1, and like all your attempted winners either go long, wide, or into the net,
Mhm.
there isn't much you can complain about. Like Finn Allen was just something else on that day. Like 33 ball 100, and
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw, but the Proteas head coach Shukri Conrad, when he was asked about all the closed calls from the past, he probably said, "You know what the difference between those situations and this semifinal is that I wasn't involved." And I was like, if you're going to make bold claims like that, be prepared to face the music if things don't go well, right?
No, yeah. No, exactly. I think Another example of just sheer overconfidence. It didn't work
Yeah.
out great for him. But yeah, that match, I will say, that was in Eden Gardens, right? That
Hmm.
semifinal. Yeah, Finn Allen just like scored 100, like I don't even know what the word for that is, but it was just 33 ball 100. He was just on song that day. He's such a disruptive batsman, and unfortunately, South Africa couldn't do much about it. And it's
Hmm.
just unfortunate because I do feel that South Africa was probably the better team on paper, and they just kind of deserve something. Like I know they got
Hmm.
the World Test Championship final, but I think they deserve to be in that final of this World Cup. But yeah, I mean, kudos to Finn Allen, and we always talk about New Zealand. They just have a knack of making finals. Like if we look at the finals, they made the 2015 World Cup ODI final, 2019 ODI World Cup final, 2021 T20 World Cup final, the Champions Trophy 2025 final, 2021 they won the Test Championship, and now they made the 2026 T20 World Cup final. Like these guys just make finals like it's like they're, I don't know, bread and butter, and they have 8 domestic teams, and the population is what, like 2 point
5 billion
something.
people.
How much?
5 million people.
5 million people. Like that's not even a state in India, and it's crazy how they just keep on doing this. They're just like athletes, crazy athletes.
Like that. Like that's not even a New York City.
Yeah,
That's a little less than in New York City, in fact.
no, exactly.
And the crazy thing is like they have well-defined roles for all their guys, and even if someone can't, even if someone's out of the tournament, they do have a pretty competent replacement. Bracewell, he wasn't able to play because he was injured, and they got the off-spin all-rounder Cole McConkey in there, and then you saw he took 2 wickets in the semifinal. He got Quinton de Kock and Ryan Rickleton in successive deliveries. So
Yeah.
it's like they don't even have a shortage of like good players. Like they will find some way or the other to make things work out.
No, they always have the next guy they bring up is just ends up being a superstar. Like Cole McConkey was the find of the tournament. Like no one knew who this guy Cole McConkey was, and he just had like an amazing few matches. And I think that's where New Zealand missed the trick is they benched him in the semifinal and just
Hmm.
ruined the entire balance of the team. And he was clutch in the lower order. And he's off spinner, right?
Yeah, off spinner
Yeah.
and bats at like 7 or 8.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean that's probably where New Zealand missed it. But yeah, shout out to Cole McConkey. Like he came out of nowhere, had a great tournament.
Hmm. I think it's a good time to talk about the final. I mean, I was expecting it to be a little more competitive, but
Mhm.
the way like India blew away New Zealand. I mean, it was the only time when New Zealand I felt they were in the competition was like the first like 2-3 overs,
Yeah,
but then the whole thing like once I think was Jacob Duffy's over that went for 20 plus,
yeah,
all the tactics for New Zealand were unraveling, and I felt like Mitchell Santner was like getting desperate, and you don't normally associate that with him. He's very calm, cool, and collected.
yeah. No, 100%. I mean that match was poised for India to win. I think after what's happened in 2024 and 2025 finals, like I think that jinx is gone. But
Hmm.
you always have in the back of your head that this happened in 2023, and New Zealand is a clutch team. But yeah, I think we put up 240 something in that final, or was it
255.
255? So
Yeah.
that was under par, like in terms of the way India was going. I think India lost 3 wickets. We batted first. We lost 3 wickets after scoring like 130 in 9 overs or something like that, which is crazy.
Hmm.
And we were poised for like a 260, 270 score, but again, it's T20 cricket. So India batted first. Abhishek Sharma, one thing I'll say is I'm very proud of the team management for backing him. And there's a lot of talk around like what failure is. And not scoring runs in 4 matches straight is not failure, according to the Indian team management. And I really respect that because in my eyes, that is failure. But what happened in the T20 World Cup final proves that it's not, because they told Abhishek Sharma to keep batting in one specific way. And if you get out, it's fine. If you get out 2 times, it's fine. 3 times, it's fine. It happened 4 times, and he still continued to bat that way, and he set up like a World Cup winning match. So I'm really like a lot of kudos to the management. I will praise Gautam Gambhir for that. And just it seems like this team is really playing as a team, like extremely like to the plan, and not like for individual records, or like it's not like one guy carrying the way Kohli used to carry these old teams. But this team is playing like properly. Even Tilak Varma moving one down after Sanju Samson gets in, he played the perfect role in the middle. Like I know he had a great chase in the Asia Cup final, but in throughout the tournament, perfect role in the middle where he's going at 250, 300 in terms of strike rate and just like scoring important runs for India. And it's all about like maximizing runs and balls. Like if you have a guy that can score 30 from 12 versus a guy that can score 30 from like 21 or 22, um, you have your, and even if that guy that scored 30 from 12 gets out early, you've pretty much made your investment on that one player because you're batting so deep anyway. So India scored an amazing 255, and at that point, I felt that it was a little less. But let's see how New Zealand goes. My biggest fear was Finn Allen, and he gets dropped in the first over. Like you cannot imagine like what that. I was in the stadium in the final. Like you cannot imagine like what the like atmosphere there was. I thought we had dropped the final there because it's Finn Allen, and we saw what he did in the previous match. But luckily, he wasn't able to get bat on ball that match. Like I think he just wasn't timing it well, and he ended up getting out. And I think after a few like 2 wickets, I was like feeling very okay about it. And I think after the fourth wicket fell, I went with my dad and my two friends, and I looked back at my one friend. He was sitting behind me, and I shook his hand, and I was like, "Yeah, that's our World Cup right there." So New Zealand, in the end, if you're chasing 255 in a final, and in the first even 2 overs, not even power play, first 2 overs, you can't get off to a good start. Everyone knows where that match is going. And I agree. I wish it was a little more competitive, but I'm happy to take the W and one more star on the chest.
Mm-hmm. I was going to say the two danger men, Finn Allen and Glenn Phillips, who got them both out?
That was it Boomerang?
No.
No, it was Akshar.
Yes.
Yeah, 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 exactly. So clutch man, what a clutch man.
Yeah, I mean, I think I do remember see a lot like all the details from that final. I mean, I'd gotten up early as well. Yeah, Finn Allen getting out. I mean, I think Akshar kind of knew that if you give him width, he'll go for it. So I think he cramped him up with a slightly shortish ball, and he did connect well. It was a good shot, but it went hard and flat to long on.
Yeah.
So he invited the big shot, and it worked out. And then Glenn Phillips, I think he had hit a boundary 2 balls before, and then Akshar surprised him with an arm ball that skidded through and hit his leg stump.
Yeah. No, exactly. Yeah. So just clutch guy. Like he's just always there, like doing something for the team, bowling, batting, fielding, but very smart bowler. Yeah, I now remember I had those two. I'm envisioning them now. I think what you said one was bowled, right? The first one.
Phillips was bowled.
Yeah.
And Allen was out caught long on.
Yes, exactly. So amazing stuff. And another classic fail for Suryakumar Yadav in the final.
To be fair, that was a good catch from Rachin Ravindra. Like I didn't think he would make that ground and take that catch, but yeah.
Yeah. No, it was a good catch.
I mean, he got out first.
Yeah. I mean, I just need more responsibility from the guy, and the fact that he's now a World Cup winning captain, like I just don't feel he deserves it. I mean, I'm happy that we won it, but he shouldn't be in the team. Like, I think he should just like retire with this one because I think he's holding up a spot for Shreyas Iyer to get into the team, and it's just not fair because he's really not doing anything for the team. He had that one good knock against the U.S., but that probably, I mean, in hindsight, maybe amounted to a little bit. No, because we won the rest of the matches. We lost in the Super 8. But yeah, I think he's holding a spot that needs to be given to someone else because India's team can be even better with Shreyas Iyer or someone else at number 3 or 4 in there.
I mean, realistically, it'll probably happen at some point soon. He's going to be 36 this year, right? I'd say like max 2-3 years of good cricket left in him. And I think, the onus is going to be on him to put together good scores, and because he's at a point where he has to, do his due diligence to justify his spot, or else there are others. I mean, even we saw like in RCB today, like even Devdutt Padikkal has improved his power game. So there's lots of competition for another top order spot. There are lots of guys there.
Exactly. So it's that's why, like, 2 3 years, I feel like even though he has it, he shouldn't be getting the um, privilege to captain India for another ICC tournament because you have these guys waiting and he hasn't proved himself like as a player. So I mean, yeah, let's see whatever happens. In the end, happy that India won. I think, as you said, Akshay was really clutch.
Yeah, I think yeah. I was also going to add, like, another thing I appreciate about Sanju Samson is he doesn't quite care for milestones. Like even when he was
Yeah,
on 89, he could have just taken it easy and knocked around, singles and doubles to get to a century. He still went for the big shot. He got out, but he didn't care.
no, absolutely. I mean, I feel like he has been so selfless in the team, and he could have had 300s, but he ended up having like 390s basically, and that's all because he was playing for the team. And that's exactly what I was alluding to earlier, is that this team seems like they're so focused on like the common goal, which previous teams might have been, but previous teams choked too much, like Indian teams. So then one guy, Kohli, was just carrying, but yeah, I cannot say anything bad. I can only praise Sanju Samson. Like he just came in, had an amazing mindset. He's come of age. He said that he's been on the bench for like 70, 80 matches, T20 matches. So he's picked up a lot from Rohit and Virat. And we saw the fruits of that. And I just hope he can continue. I think you had said in the pre T20 World Cup podcast that he's going to open the batting. And I said that I have a feeling that Ishan Kishan is going to have a great series against New Zealand and take Sanju Samson's spot opening. And so both of the things we said were correct. And then everything ended up happening. So like Ishan Kishan did take his spot, and then Sanju Samson ended up still getting into the team, and everyone just moved down one, and he ended up winning the World Cup for us.
I mean, even Ishan Kishan has been among the most improved. Like a couple years back, like if he wasn't sending, he found it very difficult to rotate strike. And
Yeah,
like his game has gone up several notches as well. I think he hit a century in that series against New Zealand just before the World Cup, and
yeah,
then
yeah.
um, and he did well in this World Cup as well. Like even the 50 odd in the final.
Absolutely. I mean, I think that yeah, I can't say more about Ishan Kishan, like, or else I'm going to start a fan club on this podcast. But I've been saying that he is so talented and he needs to be groomed, and BCCI needs to let go of like whatever issue they had with him for partying. But I'm so happy for him. Like he seems like he's also come of age. He seems more calm in his mindset, and he had a great innings against Pakistan. That was a great innings he had. Um,
Mhm.
he started off with, after Abhishek Sharma got out, I think it was a wicket maiden, and then the first ball was a pull shot six off Shaheen Afridi, and I was like, "That's how you play, man! Like that, what a comeback from what just happened." So he just did amazingly well for India throughout this tournament, and he's now a prospect to be in the team like for a good amount of time. And India needs to figure out a way for him to get into the ODI setup, because if,
Mhm.
if he was in there for the 2023 setup, him and Gill, but India has a lot of headaches for 2027 World Cup coming up, but good headaches.
Yeah, I think inevitably, like someone or the other is going to get the short end of the stick.
Yeah,
Um, but I think realistically, when Rohit Sharma retires, it'll probably be Yashasvi Jaiswal and Ishan Kishan competing for the same spot, because Shipman Gill is already more or less a lock as an opener. He already averages like mid 50s.
yeah.
Um, yeah, and then maybe eventually when like after the 2027 World Cup, when Kohli decides to round off his India career, I think that's when maybe both of them could be in the top three. Who knows?
Yes, and Tilak Varma as well. That's what I'm looking at. I'm looking at Jaiswal, Ishan Kishan, Gill, and Tilak to get in there. Um, and Gaikwad's also like in contention because he had 100 against South Africa. So the depth is
Mhm.
crazy. But I think, do you think out of Rohit and Virat, one will give for the 2027? I don't think either want to, but
Ooh,
yeah,
that's a tough one. I think okay. I think Virat is obviously here to
yeah,
stay.
yes,
Even if he loses form, I don't think anyone's going to replace him on like such
yeah.
short notice before the
No,
World Cup.
I agree.
Um, as for Rohit, I think it's a little dicey. I mean, if he does lose form, um, and bear in mind this is the only format he plays in international cricket now. So
Yeah,
if he loses form, and he's a year older than Virat, so he'll be 40 in the World Cup year.
39.
So yeah, 39, 40. Yeah. Yeah, I'm still feeling iffy. I would still lean towards yes, but
Yeah,
very form dependent.
I agree. And I like sentimentally, I want Rohit Sharma there, but I don't think that I hope he can. He's gotten super fit, but I don't think he'll be able to last to that age, especially because even if he can last from a fitness level, one thing that it's happened in the past few years is subcontinent world tournaments. So now we're playing in South Africa. So pitches are going to be different. You know, his reflexes could come down a little bit at age 39. And you're going to need like people that can, I mean, I'm not doubting his pull shot at all, but I just don't know where his reflexes are going to be at age 39 after just only playing one
Mhm.
format. So I don't know how much he's practicing off the field. So it would be nice for him to open, and he was the captain of 2023 World Cup final that we lost. So to everything to come full circle. But I would love to see like Ishkish or Jaiswal getting in there for his spot. Kohli stays where he is, and then the whole
Mhm.
young team just bats around Kohli, and that would be like the best case scenario. I'd love Rohit Sharma. I would like him to be in the squad, but I don't know if he would make the 11.
Mhm. I mean, if he's obviously if he's in form, he'll obviously make the team. But if not, maybe he could take on like a mentor role or something along those lines.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that would be great. That would be great if he's around the team. But you're right, though. It's form dependent, and I think this is the time when India doesn't need to, India should not make the mistake they made in 2019, where you have like lingering older players and you have like an emergence of a lot of talent, and in doing that, you get stuck. And then when it comes to like a pressure situation, like number four, who's going to bat number four at 2019 World Cup? They put in Rishabh Pant out of nowhere, kids like 18 or 19 years old in the semifinal. We do not want that sort of situation. So two things are key. You need to give your bench good game time. So like Ishkish, Yashasvi, Jaiswal, Tilak, and you need to give clarity to the seniors like Virat Kohli and Rohit Sharma what we're planning on doing. And so BCCI needs to be
Mhm.
very like transparent and give the respect to the seniors. If they're not looking at Rohit, then tell him that, and then give the young guys that clarity that you guys are going to be playing this T20. I mean this 50 over World Cup. So it's a very interesting time after this IPL. I think after the end of the IPL, they should shortlist their 2025 ish guys for the World Cup, and
Mhm.
then really just work on their plans because it's our World Cup to lose.
I think that does sound like a good plan. And yeah, when you mentioned like like being transparent with the senior pros, I think the last I think the last group of like guys above 35, um, it's only a matter of how soon they'll gradually leave the scene. I mean, we saw, I just mentioned the other day that Rasty van der Dussen announced his retirement from internationals.
Yeah,
And turns out, I think he had been informed that it's very unlikely that they see him going forward in T20s. And
yeah,
obviously, he was out of the test side. And if we look at the one day side, it was more or less set. I mean, the coach was adamant on Markram opening, and then obviously, yeah, Quinton de Kock, Bavuma, and then Matthew Britsky has been in good form. Then obviously, uh, Brevis and Miller. So
yeah,
how do you fit him in there? Plus, he's going to be what 38 when the World Cup rolls around.
yeah,
So realistically, just it's unfortunate, but I think it was the right decision.
yeah. No, 100%. Yeah, that's what you need to do. You got
So I
to give
think.
clarity. Yeah, go ahead.
Mhm. And then I think on similar lines, I think yeah, if you don't see like a certain player like in your plans, a certain experienced player in your plans going forward, um, like he shouldn't have to find out,
Yeah,
when they like beat around the bush. I mean, at
yeah,
least that's how I mean Ashwin arrived at his retirement decision. I think somebody must have dropped a hint that it's very unlikely he's going to play like away test matches.
I was just thinking that. Like Ashwin's a great example, and another big example before that is Yuvraj Singh in that 2019 time where he wasn't given the clarity. And yeah, that's exactly what happens. Like you then if you're beating around the bush, you're not being clear. They don't know where to go with the career. They've been such great servants of the game and Team India. But you have to give them respect and just let them know. And it's not nice to hear, but at least someone them the right picture of like what's going on. So I think Gambhir should be better with it. I think if there's one thing that he's good at, it's being cutthroat with selection and decisions and stuff. So I mean, let's see. I just like we can't keep shooting ourselves in the foot like this. Like 2019 was such a like blip in selection and preparation, which should not happen with a country like India.
I mean, the fact that they didn't pick a number like a designated number four and just back him for the long haul,
Yeah,
like I mean, what they did with Rayudu, like I can understand why they didn't select him. Like his strike rate wasn't good, but
yeah,
on such short notice, they said nope, you're not part of our plans.
yeah.
I mean, imagine like anyone in his place would feel devastated, you know?
I mean, yeah, and so in that situation, he was our number four for 2 years, and he was batting well. His striker was okay, but I
Hmm.
guess the selector at the time, I can't remember his name. He said he's not a 3D player, and that became like a big like story. But you're not looking for a 3D player at number four anyway. At 3D, number four is going to be most likely a pure batsman. So I mean, I don't know what they were thinking at the time, but right now, I mean, we have our 4 and 5 fixed, Shreyas and Rahul. I don't know why I'm feeling like I want to switch out one of them, and I'm leaning towards Shreyas, even though I know that's like a hot take at number four, because I think that I would rather have it be like Jaiswal, um, Gill, Kohli, Tilak slash Ishkish, and then it goes into your lower order all rounder, so Hardik, Akshar, either Washington or whoever. But I don't know. I just feel like maybe Shreyas and Rahul might be playing a slower brand of cricket now for ODIs. But let's see. They did have decent tournaments in against South Africa and New Zealand, but we'll see when the time comes.
Hmm. Yeah, I was also thinking of a couple of other players. I mean, from what we were discussing just before that, like Chris Wokes, like even after the that India series or the home series against India,
Yeah,
I think Rob Key had made it clear that there's a good chance we're going to be moving on from you
yeah,
in the nearish future. So yeah, he put forward his statement soon after, and he was like, I have no regrets. I gave it my all,
yeah.
and thanks for everything. But a different example I can think of is Neil Wagner. Like,
Mhm.
that guy is just is such a vibe. Like, you enjoy watching him bowl. Like,
Yeah,
he's not necessarily the most talented guy, but he makes the best use of his skill set.
yeah,
And I think before New Zealand hosted Australia, he was told on very short notice that we're not going to pick you for this series, and it's probably the end of the road for you.
yeah.
And the guy broke down in his final press conference. He was like, and he was thanking like his
Mhm.
fans and his support system. I mean, I kind of felt bad.
Yeah, no, I did, but at least like the good thing with these like English and New Zealand awards in Australia, they give clarity. He was breaking down, and I feel really bad. Neil Wagner, what a player he was, but he won the World Test Championships. He has won
Hmm.
um, a trophy. But yeah, I mean, at least they were able to um, give him clarity on and on like what the direction is of their career. I think India does not do that, and that's something that they should.
Well, not only India, even Pakistan. I mean, a lot of their players they have no idea like what their like immediate future in the team even looks like.
I don't think.
Like sometimes they're told on short notice, no, we're not going to pick you. Other times, like they may be doing well, then they may find themselves out of the team for God knows why.
Yeah, and I mean this in like full seriousness. Like that's one of their maybe like plethora of issues that they have. Th- Not even just players, like the management doesn't know when they're going to get sacked by who. So we've had we have had coaches, staff, and then players just get rotated in this very toxic cycle that's called Pakistan cricket. And it's just not going well for them. And something I also want to mention, which I'm not happy about, is that the PCB fined their players after having a bad performance in T20 World Cup. Like, now we spoke about this. Like, not only do you have to like deal with the pressure for playing for Pakistan and like performing for your nation, because India, Pakistan, similar nations in terms of the sentiment of what cricket means to us. So the pressure from the fans, and then you're getting pressure, like financial pressure, like you're putting your body on the line for this because it takes so much out of the body to play cricket, and you're taking time, you're doing a job. Like you never be fined for bad performance. Like I think that is so disrespectful, and it tells you exactly why they're playing under pressure because the board is doing such nonsense. That came out like official news, and I know we spoke about it, but that's just insane.
It's so messed up. Like you shouldn't even if you're a complete newcomer, you shouldn't have to be scared of losing your spot.
Yeah,
Like you need to be back for a set period of time, and only then if like things haven't been going well for like an extended period of time, then it's probably realistic to get for you to get dropped. But if it's like 2, 3 games in and you don't do well, I mean that's not enough to say no, you're not good enough.
no, exactly. But and on top of that, a fine. Like you get dropped, and what happened here is they got like charged for playing bad. Like that's like just not unheard of. Like after the T20 World Cup, the management charged them like some lax amount of money. Like they took it back from the players, which is just straight. Like you're right. Like you're not giving them the confidence initially to like what India did to Abhishek Sharma. But on top of that, you're monetarily punishing them for being like international cricketers of having like a skill set that is like here compared to a normal person. It just makes absolutely no sense.
And what I had said the other day, like now it all adds up to me why they haven't gotten
Yeah,
over their fear of failure. Like
yeah, no, of
it
course.
couldn't be more clear now.
It's like when we work corporate jobs, like if we don't deliver a project well, our company's not going to take back money from us. Like if that was the case, you and I wouldn't be doing this podcast. We'd be like worried about work right now. It's just the same thing.
Not only that, like we could even sue our company or whatever.
Yeah,
Like
true.
that's like low key against the law.
True, exactly. But that's the thing. There's no like they can't do that to the PCB over there. So it's just not a good look for cricket because you have like literally third world like not I wouldn't say countries, but third world I'd say like organizations or like rule sets that are governing like elite cricket teams. Like
Hmm.
I'm not like Pakistan cricket team, like we troll them, but they're playing at a high level, like for sure. How is this circus managing this team, which is like what a top eight team? Like it makes absolutely no. It's just a bad look for cricket. Like if you have
Hmm.
like a person in non-cricketing world read this news, how are they going to find cricket to be legitimate to them?
Hmm. And like imagine how someone like Saibzada Farhan would feel. He had a fantastic tournament. I
Yeah, he had the
mean,
most
I
runs in the tournament.
yeah, I mean, I understand he's no Finn Allen, but he's still a very good player. Like I legitimately see him getting picked up in various franchise events around the world. But he ended up getting fined along with the rest of the players as well. So
No, exactly. It's just like you score the most runs in the tournament and then you get fined for that. They had to have taken that fine away from him or like not fine him out of everybody because if they did, I would like I'd try to move. I'd go to like United Arab Emirates and be like, I'll play for you guys. Like I'm not doing this anymore.
but yeah, I think yeah, when it comes to that, like
Mhm.
giving players ample time to to show that they're able to make the grade for this level, and even if they don't, if it's like a complete newcomer, it's not the end of the world. I mean, they can head back,
Mhm.
sharpen their skills, and then when they're good enough to get another chance, um, it'll happen. I mean, if we just look at Ishan Kishan, he was kind of in and out of the T20 side, but it wasn't until I think he did well in a domestic T20 event.
Yeah.
I think the Syed Mushtaq Ali Trophy. He scored lots of runs there. That's how he re-entered the national side. I
Mhm.
mean, he did well in the IPL for Sunrisers last year. I think he hit a century, but um, now he's a regular in T20s, and that could pave the way for him to get into the ODI side at some point again.
No, exactly. Yeah. And like to that point, like another thing that the PCB is doing is they're just putting players in formats in which they don't belong. So it's just really sad. Like Babur has been ruined by trying to inject him into T20 cricket. Like he's an ODI and Test player, and in him trying to uh, improve his T20 game, he's ruining his technique in ODI
Mhm.
and Test cricket, and he's psyched himself out. And it's just all these examples of shuffling players to like Aga is not a T20 player. I don't know. Like, he's a good leader, I guess, but like he shouldn't be in the T20 squad. I can't like there's no like good ball striking in that team. So there's just so much. like going on. It's just sad to see. Like there needs to be much better management going on over there. Mike hasn't been that impressive, honestly.
Mhm. I mean, this is the reason why. If we take another example, the Black Caps, they moved on from Conway and Rutchin
Yeah,
opening the batting, and they went to Allen and Seifert.
yeah,
I mean, they had the balls to drop Conway from the side, and
yeah.
he's a very good player. But at the same time, is he really the guy who I want? Is he really the guy who I would prefer to maximize on the power play? Probably not.
Yeah, right. Exactly. So, yeah.
So I think a lot of the other countries they've been rolling with the punches, and they've been selecting players accordingly. And I think if Pakistan's able to get with the times, it's going to be all the more competitive going forward.
100%. And it's good for cricket, as I said. And they've been a decent team in the past. So that's all we want. We just want good cricket, good competitors all around the world. And we'll continue to take all the ICC trophies. It's no big deal.
On that note, are you currently watching the IPL? Have you been watching a little bit, or just flipping
Yeah,
through scores?
kind of flipping through scores. I watch the highlights like when I'm on the treadmill in the gym.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean the teams are looking pretty decent. RCB is looking very good. I'm sure you're happy about that.
Hmm.
And yeah, I mean I just want to, as always, to see Indian players play well. And I'm really happy with the amount of money that the tournament generates, like for India, like for India's GDP. I was looking at, I can't remember the numbers, but it's some crazy like amount of money in billions of dollars that it ingests into the Indian economy. And on top of that,
Hmm.
we just saw the RCB team get sold for about, I think it was $1.8 billion. And that
Hmm.
that investment 10x. So I think when that team was made in 2008, it was something like 1,000 crores maybe. I think it went for, or I don't know what the numbers are, but it 10x. I actually looked at this last night. So the amount of money that, and I think it's the second largest league in the world. It's becoming so professional and monetized and commercialized. So it's very good for cricket. But in terms of the players, like I'm flipping through the scores. I see Rajasthan's looking really good. Vaibhav Suryavanshi is a freak. Like this guy's 15 years old and he's scoring 50.
Supposedly 15
So, but I think
years
they did a
old.
bone test on him, a bone marrow test or something.
Hmm.
And yeah, I mean, supposedly, but yeah, and he's a great talent. Rajasthan's looking really good. They have a lot of domestic talent. So they have Jaiswal, Parag, Suryavanshi, and Dhruv Jurel is looking really solid.
That too,
Yeah.
a new batting position. He's come at number 3 before for Rajasthan.
Yeah. So who's your like what are your thoughts on IPL so far? It's a good start so far.
I think a good mix of high scoring and low scoring. I want to see a few more low scoring games. I
Yeah.
think SRH and LSG, that was good.
Yeah.
Uh, RCB and CSK, as I said this morning, I don't know for CSK. I mean the whole like MSD saga. He should have called it a day like 3-4 years ago. I mean when they won the
23.
final in against GT. I mean that was a
23.
perfect time to head back.
Yeah.
Not even that, like they look okay on paper, but their death bowling is poor. I mean, Tim David hit Jamie Overton for like 30 runs in the
Yeah.
second to last over. So I think it's going to be a pretty long season for CSK ahead.
Mhm.
I think much like last year, like RCB, Punjab, Mumbai, they're all looking good. I think they'll take 3 of the 4 spots. I think possibly Rajasthan
Yeah.
will take the 4th spot.
Mhm.
That's my prediction for top 4. What's yours?
Same. It's the exact same four. If we don't take Rajasthan in there, then I'd say KKR potentially.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Only thing is KKR, they're kind of sweating on Patirana's fitness. I think their
Mhm.
bowling is a bit
Yeah.
weak, but the thing is power pack. I mean, if Cameron Green doesn't do well in the next couple of games, I think they have no choice but to bring Tim Seifert back in there because we saw how good he was in the World Cup. If and they have 2 of the most hard hitting New Zealand openers,
Yeah.
probably like the second best opening pair in the world behind Abhishek Sharma and Sanju Samson / Ishan Kishan.
No, 100%. Yeah. I mean, They do have that bench strength. So I mean, they have that the foreign power as well. So I mean, let's see how it goes. I think
Mhm.
Scam Green is the biggest. Like I don't even know what the word for it is, but this man, I feel so bad. Like he's the most expensive overseas player in IPL history, and he continues to do nothing for the team, and he's been doing nothing for Australia as well. He just has such an odd skill set that like he fits into every team, like in format, regardless of format. I hope he comes good though, because I think that's the only like youth future I see for Australia cricket right now.
Mhm. Yeah, I mean, the reason why he goes, why teams splash the cash for him is it's pretty easy to guess. Like, there are not that many players who bat in the top four, and then who can give you maybe 3, 4 overs
Yeah, and have
of
buckets.
pace.
Yeah, and have so
And yeah, and he's a good fielder too. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So, I mean, yeah, it makes sense. But yeah, I mean, those teams are looking good. I was really impressed with Vaibhav Aurora bowling wise. He's on Kolkata, I believe,
Mhm.
and yeah, very good fast bowler, and very impressed by him. I'm also impressed by Suryavanshi, and there's a lot of domestic talent that I'm just excited to see. Even like Sarfaraz Khan was batting well, very
Mhm.
risky and very creative. Jurel is doing amazing. Suryavanshi, as I keep mentioning, so many good players. So yeah, let's see how it goes. Like I'm really enjoying the behind the scenes stuff. The social media pages have been doing some
Mhm.
really funny content.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I think on that note, it's a good time to call it a day. I think, got any parting thoughts for IPL, maybe, and international cricket too?
Yeah, no, IPL, probably no parting thoughts. Just I want Indian players to do well. I just hope that there's more like super overs and like final over thrillers and low scoring matches, as you said, because I'm sick of seeing like roads and people scoring 250s. And for international cricket, I just hope that bilaterals don't lose their charm. And right after this IPL, I'm excited to prep for the ODI World Cup because that's what means the most to us. So I'm excited to see what that prep is going to look like. What about you?
Yeah, not any different. I mean, if we continue to see too many high scoring games, I'm low key hoping the IPL season just races by. I
Yeah,
know it's probably a little harsh, but at the same time, like there comes a point when we get a little too jaded from the from like the carnival of cricket, as some would say.
yeah,
Um, but yeah, when it comes to international cricket, I'm hoping for some more longer format games. Always looking forward to that. At least, um, I know I've always said that Test cricket always gets me high. Like, you, I know ODIs and T20s are unique and different, but at the same time, there's nothing like the classic long battle in Test cricket. And yes, I can't believe the next ODI World Cup is like a little beyond a year away. Like it's like 2026 has just raced by. We're already in April.
it's crazy. I know. Like it's going to be November 27th. So yeah, just as you said, a year and a half away. So it's going to be very, it's going to come very quick for
Mhm.
sure.
All right, Vivek, it was good to catch up, and hopefully we can do another one at some point, maybe mid tournament or end of the IPL, maybe, or better yet, when there's another international series going on.
Either one, anything, anything works for me. Always love talking about cricket. So thanks as always, Abe. It's good
Mhm.
talking to
Take care.
you. Peace. Bye. You too.